The village of Alaris had its own way of doing things. Perched on the edge of the Karen cliffs, the small community clung to traditions older than memory. Among these was a superstition that haunted every birth. A baby born with blue eyes was cursed. It didn't matter who the parents were, what the stars said, or how bright the child's laugh might one day become. Blue eyes spelled doom. And so, when Alira was born with irises like fragments of the summer sky, her fate was sealed. Her mother wept silently, cradling the tiny bundle wrapped in soft linen. Her father, stiff-backed and pale, stared into the fire, refusing to look. The village elders had already been summoned. They arrived as a trio, their long cloaks dragging in the dirt, faces carved from stone. They offered no sympathy, only the cold recitation of tradition. The child must be cast out before the next sunrise, Elder Marith said, her voice as unyielding as the law. Lydia's mother sobbed, clutching the baby tighter. She's just a child. She hasn't done anything wrong. She exists, Marith replied, and that is enough. By the time the moon hung high over the cliffs, Alira was taken to the forest's edge. Her father couldn't bear to look as they left her there, wrapped in the same linen, her tiny cries swallowed by the night. The forest was no ordinary place. Whispered tales spoke of strange happenings beneath its ancient canopy. Shadows that moved without bodies, trees that whispered secrets, and creatures that walked like dreams. Those who ventured too deep were never seen again, and yet, on that fateful night, it was the forest that saved Lilia. Her cries attracted attention, but not the kind her parents might have feared. A soft rustling heralded the arrival of a creature unlike any other, a being of light and shadow, with eyes that glowed like embers. It peered down at the tiny bundle, its form shifting between human and beast. Curiosity, not malice, shone in its gaze. "Left the woods, are you?" the creature murmured. Its voice was both male and female, young and old. "Poor little spark. Let's see what you can become." The creature raised a hand, and the air shimmered. A warmth enveloped Alira, soothing her cries. The being took her in its arms, cradling her as it melted into the forest's depth. Years passed. Alaya grew up far from the eyes of humans, nurtured by the strange magic of the forest. She became one with its rhythms, learning its secrets. She spoke with trees, danced with shadows, and wielded powers that defied the understanding of mortals. Her blue eyes, once a curse, became her greatest strength, glowing with an ethereal light whenever she called upon the forest's energy. The being who had saved her became her mentor, though it never gave her a name. "Names," it said, "are for those who belong. You are beyond such constraints." By the time Alira was 16, she was a force to be reckoned with. She had tamed beasts that others feared, commanded storms, and bent the earth to her will. Yet, she remained curious about the world beyond the forest, a world she had glimpsed only in dreams. Alaris had changed little in 16 years. The villagers still whispered of the cursed blue-eyed baby, though many assumed she had perished long ago. They didn't know that their fears would soon return to haunt them. When drought struck the land, crops withered, and livestock perished. The villagers turned to their elders for guidance, but the elders had no answers. Desperation drove them to the cliffs, where they prayed to the winds and the sea, begging for salvation. Their prayers were answered, though not as they expected. Would you like me to continue, develop specific parts, or explore particular themes?